How is it going? Good to see you guys. Sorry, I had a little technical problem getting online here. And but I made it. I was panicking. You should have seen me hitting every button on my phone. Get this thing propped up here. Hello from the beautiful, in fact, I'll just show you. Pictures worth 1,000 words. I'm at the Fairmount Scottsdale Princess Resort. Beautiful here. Just a beautiful day. Got out there early this morning, walking on the golf course. Stunning. Spoke at the forum for Chuck and Angela Fazio. It was packed out. Everyone's excited. So good to see you guys. Of course, if you're just getting here, I was blessed to be at Tony Robbins all weekend. My voice is a little gone, but I'm going to share with you some highlights of that. And man, how do you encapsulate 4 days? It was amazing. It was so good. You have to go to the next Tony Robbins. That's all there is to it. But Tony said something I thought was really cool. He said, number one, if you want to succeed, you got to become a team player. So first, you're a team player. And so ask yourself, are you a team player? If something needs to get done, I got it. I'm on. And you're always up and you're a team player. You know, you take a bad attitude on the team. What happens to the team? It's no good. And so you got to check yourself. How's my attitude? You know, how is, I knew this would happen. I'm going to deliver my laundry right when I start. I go, I've been waiting for hours. I go, they're going to knock on the door when I start this. This is so funny. Hold on. Hello. My laundry. Yes. Come on and say hi to my friends. Hello. You just put it right there. Let me grab a stack of cash. I'm going to get a stack of cash for her. Hold on. This is too funny. I go, I know they're going to knock on the door and deliver it as we are started here. A little cash here. Hey, it's life, okay? Here you go, ma'am. Thank you so much. Have a good day. All right, back to you. I'm the only one here. I had to do it just to keep knocking. All right. So, okay. Whoa. And this desk is slippery. Okay, so am I a team player? How's my attitude? Do I lift the room? When I walk in the room, am I aware of my face? You know, do I come in? Are people glad to see you? If not, why not? And it's so easy to be a lovable person, love others. Don't walk in and go, well, you know, my needs aren't being met, my emotional needs, and I'm not speaking or I'm not being recognized. All you have to do to be loved by everyone is walk in the room and love everyone. If you want love, give love. You want to make money, give money. The size of the window you give through is the size of the window you get through. Who do we love? Think back. Who do you go, man? When so-and-so, I remember, for whatever reason, I was thinking about how
we can't hear you, Brent. You kind of went. We lost you.
Thank you. We all lost you, baby.
doing this. Can you guys hear me?
Now you're good.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Is that better?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened. Okay. So anyways, I wonder if, hold on. Did I go offline? Ha! Oh my gosh. Hold on.
All right, hold on.
I am connecting into, that should work. Did that work? Hopefully. Is that better?
Brent, yeah. Brent, it's your Wi-Fi, so because you're cutting out. So okay.
Am I better now? Am I better now?
It does look better now, yes.
Okay, so for whatever reason, I dropped off the Wi-Fi. So that was weird, but fully back. Good. We good? Everybody wave at me.
We're good. We're good.
You're good, brother.
Okay. I see so many frozen faces. It's freaking me out. All right. Well, just Rob, interrupt me. Let me know. It looks like I'm back online here at the Fairmont. So I'm not sure what happened there, but we're good. Okay. So anyways, back to this. Okay. So Tina, she was just always smiling. So that's half the battle. Smile. Like everyone look at real serious. And then, or smile. When you smile, it actually creates endorphins. So when you're talking on the phone, smile. When you walk in the room, smile. Learn, practice smiling. It's easier to smile than frown. It takes work to frown. Yeah, it actually takes work. It's natural to smile. So work on that. Number two, everybody's like frozen on my screen. It is so distracting. You guys sure you can hear me, Rob? Just tell me one more
We
time.
can hear you. We
I
can
just-
hear
Yep, we got you, Brent. We got you.
Knows it. Everybody's
All good.
facing it. I know. Anyways, okay, I'll move on. I'll let it go. So you wonder, am I just talking to the wall? So number two, build a team. So first you got to become a team player. This is what Tony Robbins is saying. Are you a team player? Like, you know, you join a team, you're on a team, and you're a team player in life. And then also, thank you, Jim Fury. And then also, then next is step two is build a team. And so like, well, it's just me. Well, do you have a title officer, an escrow officer, a title rep? Do you have a mortgage broker? Do you have a home inspector? Do you have a stager? Do you have a photographer? That's your team, baby. Do you have a general contractor, a handyman? You have a team. And so get your team together. Hey, guys, I want to grow your business in 2024. How can we get our painter more homes to paint, more jobs to paint? He won't be sad. Hey, I'm having a meeting. I want to see how I can get you more kitchen and bathroom remodels. Get your roofer there. I want to get you more roofs to repair, you know, and let's all like refer each other. So, you know, Bob, this is Jim. He's a painter. Oh, I can use you on my next painting job. And so it's not all about you. It's about your painter. It's about your gardener. Help your gardener get more business. Don't you wish someone would help you get more listings and get more business? You want to know how you do that? You help other people. You help your plumber get plumbing jobs. You introduce your photographer to other agents. In other words, you give and you do it. And then now you're living large. You're connecting people. Don't you want people to do that for you? Well, it's not happening for me. Well, are you doing it for others? Because you'll find as you do it for others, it will come back. You can't outgive God. The size of the window you give through is the size of the window you get through. When you see a homeless person, you go, oh my gosh, that's disgusting. They're probably a drug addict. They're probably, if I give them $5, they're going to go buy heroin and take it. Maybe not. Or do you have empathy for them? You know, well, I don't have any money. Do you have $1? You know, what could you do? Pray for them, whatever. But the stuff you could always give love, you give money, you can give time. Number three, build an intentional peer group. Write that one down. So who is your intentional peer group? Not your on accident peer group, but your intentional peer group. This is super important. He wrote this. He goes, you know, who you spend time with is who you become. Write that down. Who you spend time with is who you become. What do we tell our kids? Now, don't hang out with that group of kids because they're bad news. You tell your daughter, don't hang out with him. Tell your son, don't hang out with her or them or whatever. Why do we care? Because we know that if your kids hang out with bad kids, they join a gang, they get into drugs, they, you know, it happens. I know somebody right now who's having a break from reality. And you know, and it's not my family or not like that, but it's an agent out there. And the agent's not with EXP, but he literally is having a mental break with reality due to drugs. And so, I mean, that's tragic. So it matters who you spend time with. So what are you doing to get in the right rooms? Write down that question like, what am I doing? Am I going to a John Maxwell event? Do you know, I never met so many real estate agents and they all want to grow. They were all so open to hearing about EXP. Where are they? They're at Tony Robbins. They were Coldwell Banker agents. They were Remax agents. They were Keller Williams agents. There was 100 EXP agents. There were 11,000 people there, and we're hugging and loving each other. And like, you ever notice it helps if you find someone who's open-minded, growth-minded, positive, and wants to change? Where are they? They're at 10X with Grant and Elena Cardone. They're at UPW. They're at Date with Destiny. So go and you meet some amazing people you can actually get to know and love on and help and just say, man, you don't got to join EXP for me to love you. I'm going to love you at Coldwell Banker. I'm going to love you at Century 21. Let me prove it to you and help them. And then introduce them to maybe Krista Mayshore, who does ClickFunnels. Introduce them to Phil, who does AI. Introduce them to someone who's a master at KV Core. And if you introduce them, well, then Krista Mayshore will sponsor him. Phil will sponsor him. Jeff Whitespear will sponsor him. He's a KV Core master. Not if you introduce him. Hey, Matthew Stewart, meet Jeff Whitespear. He's a KV Core expert. And then, hey, Frank Crandall, meet Phil. He's an AI genius. You were talking one of this is our best guy at EXP. And then Phil knows, and Jeff knows you're trying to sponsor them. They're not going to sponsor them, especially if you say, hey, Matthew Stewart, hey, Frank Crandall, please don't sponsor him. This is a good dude, and I want to introduce you. Maybe you can attend your stuff, and don't be afraid. Like, but what if I don't get them? Then you don't get them. It's more about loving and having an abundance. There's 1.5 million agents out there, and they are hurt.
Sorry.
They are hurting like never before. Now is the time to put the pedal to the metal. And I get it. It's a double-edged sword. You're hurting. I guarantee you your sales for most people are not where they were. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a great time to grow. But at the same time, you got to pay your mortgage. You got to make your car payment. So I understand. So number one, become a team player. Are you a team player? Number two, build a team. Number three, be intentional about your peer group. It's super important. Be intentional. And who you spend time with is who you become. Who are you? Well, I'm not really spending time with anyone. I'm isolating. It's not good. You get out of your house. By the way, side note about getting out of your house. They said, and they backed it up, 15 minutes of a nice walk a day, every day will radically change your health. I always think it's an hour. I got to spend an hour at the gym. I got to drive. It's an hour and a half. You got to drive to the gym, drive home. He goes, set your phone on stopwatch. Go and just start walking. Walk away from your house. Swim away from the bomb. Remember that? Dory or Nemo. Swim away. But here's the deal. Walk out 7.5 minutes. Click. Turn around. Walk back. You've done 15 minutes of walking. I did that this morning. I went out 23 minutes. I ended up doing 46. I was just having so much fun. It was so beautiful. The hardest part's the first getting out your front door. The first step's the hardest step. Putting your shorts on, putting your shoes on, putting a t-shirt on and going. It's kind of cold out here in Scottsdale this morning. The desert gets a little cold. I put on a shirt. I went, oh man, do I really want to do this? As soon as I put a hoodie on, a pullover, I got out there. Whoa, baby, I felt great. I FaceTimed my daughter. I FaceTimed my wife. I was looking at nature. I almost jumped on the TPC sawgrass, almost jumped the fence. I found a golf ball. Pro V1, baby. But so here's the deal. You want endorphins? Move your body. They talk about it's so vital. Your health will skyrocket if you walk 7.5 minutes away from your house and 7.5 minutes back. I've never had anyone say that. So I'm excited, because who doesn't have 15 minutes? Get off the couch, into the battle, but get onto your feet and into the heat. Woo! There it is, something like that. I don't know. You get the idea. But we're couch potatoes, right? We're sitting around. You do Zooms all day long. Get out of your house. Go for a walk. Move some energy. I'm going to go for another one this afternoon after the spa. Anyways, next. People's lives are a direct reflection of their peer group. I'll say it again. People's lives are a direct reflection of their peer group. Ooh, that's a good one. So who's your peer group? Who is your peer group? Your intentional peer group. Who you spend time with matters. And guess what? You know why? Because they expect a lot from you. You hang out with me, I'll expect a lot from you. I don't expect you to live a life of quiet desperation. I don't expect you to play small. I expect you to play big. And so when you get around people that are dreaming big, thinking big, playing big, you want to play with them. And they expect it of you. Tony said this, he was love your family, choose your peers. Your family you're born into. Crazy Uncle Chuck, right? Wild Aunt Betty, she's a wild one, whatever, we got our family, right? They're smoking, drinking, cussing, whatever. I would never go to a Tony Robbins cult thing. You're nuts, walking on fire, probably eat crushed glass for breakfast. You love your family, just love them. God gave them to you for whatever reason, and you're there to love them. Choose your peers. So have you done it? He said, join a peer group that plays the game of life at a much higher level than you do currently. I'll say it again. Join a peer group. Well, how do I do that? Desire. Willpower, right? I have my I created my new inner circle for a year. 2 events on yachts, and Gary Brecka's going to be there, and all kinds of cool stuff's going to happen. It's 10 grand for the year just to have a really tight inner circle. I couldn't do, and we're going on yachts. We're doing crazy stuff, hiking the jungles, and it's not cheap, but there's the easy way. Anyone could be there, and you'll be hanging out with me for a weekend, staying at my home, hanging out with me in my home in Puerto Rico, and I wish I could offer that to everyone. I can't, but sometimes you do that. I paid. I think Kathy and I dropped $20,000 just for the weekend to go hang out in the Bahamas with Grant and Elena. But we got to hang out with Grant and Elena, sail on a sailboat, hang out with them personally. Grant and Elena, Brent and Kathy. And then I told Grant, I said something to Elena about, I made some comment. We're there talking about sex and this, and Grant just loved it. And he got all excited. He's like, Elena, tell him what Brent said. And we ended up being like the stars of the couples weekend, because I was telling him how great sex was after 32 years, which Grant thought was amazing. Like, oh my God, sex is good after 30. It doesn't go downhill. I go, no, man, it gets better. But we're way off topic. But here's the point. Choose your peer groups. And we were just for the weekend. And it was amazing the people we met. The people who, they want to grow. They're all amazing. They want to grow. They own manufacturing companies. They own furniture companies. They own diamond companies. They own hedge funds. They own advertising agencies. It's an interesting group. Tony Robbins says, who owns a business and is self-employed in the audience? 11,000 people. I mean, pretty much everybody. And it's interesting. The entrepreneurs, the people who want more and expect more. He says, a friend calls you out. A friend will challenge you. Who's calling you out? Who's challenging you? I got people who challenge me and call me out. Absolutely. But do you? When's the last time you've been called out on your BS? On your BS. And a friend doesn't just accept you and support you. Yes, a friend should accept you and support you. But there's a time where they say, you know what? You're blowing it. You are totally blowing it right now. And I love you too much to sit by and just wink and smile and hug you. Right now, you got to rethink what you're doing. So I thought that was really cool. And then, and then the other thing that they keyed in on, and you've heard me say this again, but I'm going to do it again because you cannot hear it enough, is energy, your energy level. And one of the things they convinced me to do was drink less coffee. I know. I like coffee drinkers. I'm a coffee drinker. But it fills your body full of acid. There's a lot of acid. And then you ever wonder why I'm sore all the time? Acid. Your muscles are inflamed. Your joints are inflamed. That's acid in your body. You need Tums. Your body's full of acid. And so I thought, okay. He says, man, bounce out of bed. Wake up. Let's go with some energy. Do you just drag your sorry bottom out of bed? And they talked about physical energy. They talked about emotional energy, and they talked about mental energy. You're like, physically you feel pretty good, but mentally you're just drained. Well, why is that? Do you take the time to listen to music that inspires you? Do you take the time to pray, stretch, go for that 15-minute walk, maybe accidentally do 46 minutes like I did this morning? Darn, I did 46 minutes. That's even better, right? But 15 minutes a day, every day, will radically, you'll be in the upper 1% of the American public. 15, nobody's doing it. Nobody's moving. You work out an hour a day, 4 or 5 days a week, you're in the 1/10 of 1% of the American public. And it's going to keep you from all kinds of bad stuff. He talked about your emotional state. What are you focused on? What is your physiology? What's your language? Are you focused on fear? Fear's Drew Johnston's on today. He said something to me last week. Drew, I've been repeating it like crazy. It's really good. I've never heard it. You've probably heard it, but he said fear's a mile wide and an inch deep. Oh, it's a river that's a mile wide and an inch deep, but it's a dirty river. It's swirling. Looks like you could drown. You're like, ugh. And you go, I'm going to go for it. You step out, and it's like water's up to your sneakers. Your shoes aren't even get wet. It's an inch deep, and you stick it on a step. And you're like, this isn't so bad. What was I so freaked out about? Fear's a river that's a mile wide and an inch deep. Thank you, Drew Johnson. Give yourself a pat on the back if you're still there. I'm scrolling down. He was on earlier. I don't see him. He got off, but if you see him, tell him I was bragging on him. Anyway, so
Oh, I'm here, brother.
You're here. All right, there he is. Good man. So that was you that gave me that quote, right?
Yep. And wait, and I gave you the other one, that the magic you're looking for is on the other side. Where was it? The magic you're looking for is in the work you are avoiding.
Woo! There you go. Your future lies in the work you're avoiding. Like what you don't want to do is probably exactly what you need to do. You need to apologize. You need to say, I'm sorry. I was wrong. You need to be, it takes the bigger person that apologizes. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. Any spoiled rotten brat can go, I'm not doing it till they do it, until they apologize to me. That's how weak people react. But when you can just be the bigger person, right? And then that breaks down stuff. So I love it. Thank you. Shay's on. What's up, Shay? So he said the purpose of life is to grow, to give, and to love. I thought that was cool. I wrote that one. Like, are you growing? People are like, why are you back at UPW? It's your third one. Didn't you get it the first time? No. Why have you been to Tony Robbins stuff? Probably 7 or 8 times. Tony said this weekend, he had a guy who went and he had all this transformation, but he goes 6 months later, he goes, I don't feel as empowered. I feel it's kind of worn off. And Tony's like, is that so? Really? That's interesting. Well, have you been back? He said, no, I haven't been back because it doesn't work. He goes, that's like going to the gym one time and then getting out of shape and saying the gym doesn't work. You got to go back to the gym. That's why I'm constantly going to 10X. I'm constantly going to Cabo. I'm constantly like, name a place where I'm not there. And well, that's because you have to be, you put on the events. Well, I went to the stuff before I was leading the events. I would go watch. And then because I did stuff at a massive level, I was asked to speak. And then as things grow, I began putting on my own events. I did an event with Jay Kinder, Curtis Johnson, and Rick Jiha 10 years ago in Sacramento. Why? I don't know. I just wanted to put on an event. I had a couple hundred people there, and I asked Jay to fly in from Texas, Curtis to fly in from Phoenix, and Rick Jiha to drive in from Walnut Creek. And they did such a great job. It was amazing. And so first you attend, then you apply, then you're asked to speak. That's who gets asked to speak, the ones who are melting. And sometimes you get missed. I wish, that's the one thing I hate about doing what I do, is we make a list of 200 potential speakers. Sometimes you should have been on that list and you weren't on the list. Just, we're human, we make errors. And then we have to say no to great people, like great people, because there just isn't time. And sometimes we make the bad call. Sometimes we should have chosen you. And I talked to Gene Frederick, and I go over with James, and
There's a lag, baby. We missed you.
You froze up, Brent.
Frozen.
You're back,
when you,
brother.
am I back? Let's
yeah,
see.
it's when you mentioned.
Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah,
Yep.
you were
Yeah,
at Gene
last
Frederick.
Gene Frederick. So yeah, we have to pick the speakers, and sometimes we get it right. Sometimes, there's no getting it wrong. All the speakers are great. Even the ones, what I love is a speaker that maybe is not all dialed in, and they don't look like Rick Jiha in that gorgeous suit, and all pretty, and maybe they're not, you're like that he wasn't even that good. She was not. Those are my favorite speakers. When I sat in the audience, they used to motivate me. Of course, when I see Jay Kinder or Rick Jiha or someone polished speak, I'm like, well, yeah, look at half hood, half holy Randy Bird. The guy's got swagger. He's got, charisma. But I always liked the ones who weren't that good and they were selling 500 homes here. They took away my excuses. They didn't look like Sean Connery or a movie star, or they didn't speak like an amazing speaker. I love those too. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I appreciate them, because if they were all, so every speaker is great, whether they're good or bad. Because personally, for me, when I was new, I go, okay, I don't know if I can do it. Those ones are really good. They help us good. But that guy, if that girl, if that gal, that guy, they can do it. look out, baby, I'm going to kill it. They gave me belief, right? So all the speakers are great, and you'll get your turn. How do you get your turn? Your actions speak so loud, I can hardly hear what you're saying. You just smoke. You can feel sorry for yourself that you didn't get to speak or whatever. Go forget that. I'm gonna work harder. They will notice me, and I will get my turn at sharing my story on stage. Now, if you don't care about that, fine. But if you're doing it, you're gonna get tapped on the shoulder and ask. Again, the purpose of life is to grow, give, and love. And then Tony talked about controlling your state, managing your state. You could do this by music. You could do it by getting in a cold plunge. You could do it by getting in a hot tub. You could do it by walking outside in the cold air. You could do it by your breath work, breathing. And you could do it physically, and all kinds of great ways. Of course, I just got a call, and I should have brought my laptop. I'm sorry, you guys. So there was just so much good stuff. I'm gonna, rather than over blow your mind with this stuff, I'm gonna leave it here today, and I want to open this up for questions from anybody regarding state, energy, all that, because and you can hit your hand, but hit reactions and put up your little yellow hand, and I'll call on you, put you to the top of my screen. There's a lot of you here, so if you want to make a comment or ask a question, you can do that. But the bottom line is you're responsible to manage your state. When you're angry, are you doing your best thinking? Right? When you're upset and you're not managing what you're focused on. What you focus on expands. So if you're focused on the market going to pot, right? You're focused on anger, fear. You're not your highest self. Drew, go ahead. You're muted, buddy, too.
One of the things that I heard this week that I loved was we don't create abundance. Abundance is always present. What we create are limitations. So just what you were saying.
Drew dropping hold on, mic drop. Drew dropping the mic. Woo, Drew,
So
where did you hear that? Where did you hear that, at church? What was it?
You know what? I learned from this one guy that is my biggest mentor, to always be searching for good quotes and things to motivate me. And that's the thing that I came across this week was we don't create abundance. Abundance is always present. What we create is limitations.
Wow. Very good. Very good. There's so much opportunity out there, you guys. So much. Okay, Carolyn, go. Thank you. Thank you, Drew. Is she still there? Did I lose Carolyn?
No, I'm still here.
Hey, fire away.
So I'm fired up. I mean, I told you I'm going to be on stage one day. I'm going through it, but I had another bomb drop, and I'm muddled because I live in that space you're talking about. My husband lost his job this morning, so I don't want to dump on people, but I'm muddled. I'm like, man, I'm trying so hard, and I'm praying. So where do we go with that without bringing people down? I don't want to be that Debbie Downer. That was my question, because I need to get back. Positive. I have no income, but it's a great. I see abundance too. I'm not a scarcity mindset, but it's just like I don't want to. I know I need support of my team, but I don't want to reach out and jump because I'm usually the lifter upper person.
Yeah. So do you have a Del Taco Club, a group of 2 or 3 women that you meet with? It could be at Taco Bell. It could be at Chick-fil-A. It doesn't have to be at Ruth Chris Steakhouse or Eddie V's. But you meet, and you lift each other up, and you meet every week, and you go over your goals, and you lift each other up, and you call each other out on your BS. And so that's creating that inner circle of an intentional group that you invite them, that the people that are playing. So you need to do that. Okay. That'll help you. I'm doing
it. I'm learning to filter some of those. So it's because sometimes you make the wrong choices and you got to move on. I'm doing that.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
So that'll help you. And you just got to power through it. When you're going through it, get on your knees, ask God to help you, and get working, man. Get working.
I think the reason I threw it out there is I think that's really the only way to do it, because he's the only one that can really lift you up. So that's where I am.
But yes, and you got to work. I would give it to God, but work.
So I wasn't missing out on on your call. I rolled right out of my counselor to your call. I'm still a sad sack inside, but you lift me up, and I'm like, I'm going to pour that back out when I'm with people tonight.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
thank you.
Leon, I think we got time for one last question. Fire away, Leon. You're muted. You're muted.
You said something that was very powerful. I was telling my daughter this morning, she asked my wife to go to a concert, and we told her that what you listen to and what goes to your eyes, what goes to your ears, and what comes out your mouth will actually determine the course of your life in the next 5, 10, sometimes the next day, depending on how strong it is. That'll set your tone for the day that you go throughout. So that was what we was pushing to them today, and you're on time with that.
Right on, Leon. Dead on. But we tell that to our kids, but we're big kids, right? So we gotta what goes through our eyes, what goes through our ears, all that. Good. Okay, we'll do one last one. Megan, and then we gotta cut it short. Go ahead.
Hi, Megan Luker in Virginia Beach. Hi, Brent. I'm
Hey.
excited. And my quote for this week is, "The uninspired can't inspire." So I'm moving the needle.
Move the needle, be inspired, choose to step up and live an inspired life and put in massive action. You literally could change how you feel by just going for it today. Take action today. You will feel better, and then hit it again tomorrow. And by the end of the week, you're feeling good and you become inspired. That's really good, Megan. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. We're going to break for just a few minutes. I got Mastering Sales with Brent Gove coming up depending upon where you are, but we'll just say 2:10 Pacific. So do your time zone, but at 2:10 Pacific. We'll see you then. Thanks for being on today.